After over 18 years of being around, Spotify, unlike YouTube or even SoundCloud, still doesn't have a comment section for the music. And apparently that's all about to change, at least for their podcasts. And, it's all right. It's good. It's at least a step in the right direction, right? It says the ability to post comments on podcasts is going to be key for podcasters' ability to develop deeper relationships with their audience. And I mean, that's true. Instead of just listening to it, downloading it, maybe telling a friend or two about it, and calling it a day, you actually can go in the comment section and comment. We all see it on YouTube. It's definitely something that helps build a community. And you might be thinking, what's in it for me? I'm an artist. What does this comment section on podcasts have to do with me? Well, for one, I mean, if you've been listening to my videos, you already know that I am an extreme advocate and I highly recommend that every single artist should have their own podcast. Why? I mean, the same reason that they're adding comment sections to a podcast in the first place. You want to develop deeper relationships with your audience. You don't want them to just look at you as the artist that makes that music. You don't want them to just look at you like a fucking song, man. Because we're not just songs. We're not just music. We're so much more than that. So again, I'm a extreme advocate for starting your own podcast, letting people see the other sides to you, letting people see your personality and letting it shine. So of course, this feature right here is already going to be beneficial for you if you do have your own podcast. The ability for people to comment on your podcast on Spotify and YouTube now, it just amplifies things. Hopefully, Apple is next. But again, this is a step in the right direction. If a lot of people do use this feature and they're seeing that it's driving engagement up and they're seeing that people are staying on the platform longer because of the comments, I guarantee you there's no reason why they wouldn't transfer this over to music. It says podcasts have historically been a one-sided format, and while we've offered other interactivity features like polls and Q&A for some time, people have told us they want more ways to connect directly. I mean, a Q&A poll session, this shit would be nice. Can we get some of this? I don't know, man. I'm not trying to complain. So we're gonna leave that at the door, right? But if they got polls and Q&A, they still see that people were hungry for more ways to connect with their favorite podcasters. Come on, man. Come on and bring it on over to the music. I feel like it's any time now, especially as, like I said in the previous episode, with all of these companies competing with each other. You have YouTube Music where they do have a comment section. You do have music videos. Spotify already brought over music videos to their platform. So the fact that another platform has a comment section with their music, again, common sense is telling me that it's any time coming for us. But until this feature does come over to the music side of the platform, like I said, I recommend you still start your own podcast. If you already have one, keep going with your podcast. If your vocals don't sound right, hit up indieleverage.com. We're going to get your vocals right with the perfect podcast vocals template for both Logic and Pro Tools users. That's just my little shameless plug, you feel me? But regardless, start your podcast, man. I don't care if you're just using your phone and you just want that bitch raw. Shit, it might even help you out. Be authentic. I mean, not really. You want to be crispy. You want to be clear. You know how it is. We got to be professional. If you're going to have an authentic feel to it, don't let it be your audio. Let it be your video. But I'm assuming you're going to take my advice. You're going to start a podcast or you're going to keep doing your podcast. Tell these people. Tell them to comment. Let me know in the comments. Shit like that. All of this is about connection. That's what starting a podcast is for. It's not about just being a podcaster, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we artists. It's about showing your personality. I had to learn that the hard way. I had to have a song pop off and realize that nobody knew who the fuck I was as an artist. To be like, okay, let me show these people who I am for real. Let me show these people how I think, not just how I sound. Like no company, it's me, myself, and no one else around. Trust is hard for me, these people just be throwing it around. If you show love to me, I'm paranoid, I gotta shut it down. Fake love shit. Fake love shit. Stop playing with me. No ties, I cut all my strings. On God, they always prove me right. I wish I was wrong about these things. Seen this movie, scene for scene. But bringing it back to the music, the reason shit like this is important, the reason why looking at these new features that pop up, especially shit like comment sections, anything that builds a better community, it's important because we need to use them. It's easy to overlook all of these things. It's easy to not even know that Spotify has a comment section. So you have fans racking up comments on your music. Of course, this is assuming that they bring that shit over. But you got fans racking up comments on your music and you just not responding. And that's a no-no if you didn't know. You better respond. I don't give a fuck. It has to be overwhelming to the point where it's unreasonable for you to respond to everybody, for you not to respond. I'm not talking about trolls. I'm talking about your people, the people that's listening, the people that it would make their day if you responded. The reason why this shit is important, I mean, they say it better than me. It says the idea of turning music consumption into an online social event. It's a large priority at China's music streaming services, blah, blah, blah. Turning music consumption into an online social event. If you don't see how huge that is, I don't even know what to tell you, man. Like, water's wet. And it says that users read the comments while listening to the songs. She said a lot of artists are very smart. They grab this opportunity and they respond in the comment section. They interact and communicate with their fans. It makes it very easy for them to build up a fan base. Very, very easy. You would be surprised on what some nice replies would do to you. I swear to God. I swear to God. Man, you responded to my DM? Man, you actually replied to my comment? These are the type of comments I get, and who the fuck am I? It's like, yeah, bro, we people. You're a person. I'm a person. Let's just people together. You feel me? Like we're not up here. We ain't on no pedestal. They said so the case for a comment section from both the perspective of the streaming service and the artist is there. It makes sense. Like I said earlier, it would make sense for them to want to do this. They said, but before Spotify can make a decision on whether or not to open up its music library to commenters, it will have to answer one somewhat tough question. Do we really want the Kendrick Lamar Drake feud coming to our platform? Yeah, yeah. Why? What? This is a race. Where? What? What? What kind of question is that? Yeah, they want it on their platform. Why would they not want this on their platform? It's already on other platforms. People are already on Instagram talking about it. They on YouTube talking about it. You know what I mean? The next feud, the next new song, the next diss track, whatever the fuck, they're already being talked about on these other platforms. Why would Spotify not want this? I'm just putting this out into the world, you feel me? I'm just putting the energy out there that the comment sections, it's gonna be coming. It's gonna be coming to the music side of Spotify. We'll see.